This is how to lose weight without giving up any of the foods that you love. But who am I to tell you anything? I went from this to this. I've built muscle and lost fat over the past 5 years quite successfully. I'm not here to preach anything to you. I'm just here to give you my life experience and you can pick and choose what you want to apply to your own life. The first thing we want to do is cover the 80-20 principle. 80% of your diet should be clean and the other 20 can be whatever. We don't have to strive for perfection. None of us are probably just gonna stop eating junk food for the rest of our lives. I definitely know that I won't. So what we want to strive for is a balance. Try to see what works for you. Maybe it's not 80-20, maybe it's like 70-30, you know, maybe it's 60-40, but the further you can push the clean foods, the healthier and the better you're going to feel overall, and you know, the more weight you're going to lose. I'm not going to explain the basics of dieting in this video. I'm gonna already assume you understand how calorie deficits work. If you don't, just check out any of my other videos or watch any other person's videos on this. But let's talk about how to properly incorporate this type of junk food within your diet. So number one, you can plan them out and just like literally put the calories in, track them into your diet and make sure everything fits in, which is what I used to do a lot of the time, but I don't do anymore. And the second way is the way that I tend to do it nowadays is on the days that I am alone, my basic day-to-day activities, I eat only clean foods. Now, if I have an opportunity to go out with people or I am in a social situation, then yes, I will be more prone to eating junk food just to enjoy the food with other people. And this is what I found personally works the best for me, because if I start eating junk food by myself, I will overdo it and I will overindulge. I will go completely over my calorie balance and just eat everything that I can see. But when I'm around people, I tend to not overindulge. I tend to really be mindful of the food. I tend to enjoy the flavor more. So I'd recommend you try this for yourself because it really worked for me and it helped me out a lot. Now for the first example, how do we actually stay within our calorie limit if we are eating junk food alone? First of all, I'd recommend if you're going to eat some type of junk, make your own. You're much less likely to overindulge in like a chocolate if you bake it yourself, or like a banana bread if you make it yourself. I'd recommend to explicitly go out of your way to maybe bake something like cupcakes, because I noticed in my fat loss journey, it was much easier to not overeat when I made it myself instead of going to the store and buying like Snickers and Kit Kat bars. With those, there's an infinite supply. With your own baking, there isn't. So I would recommend to bake your own food, enjoy the whole process, and then eat it at the end and leave it at that. I wholeheartedly cannot recommend going to the store, buying cookies and eating it, because then you're just gonna come back and be like, damn bro, I want some more. But this is just how it went in my experience. And now also what really helped me in my weight loss journey was finding healthier versions of foods that I liked. So very often when I was in the peak of my diet, I would still be eating things like cakes and pizzas, but I would make them myself to be in line with my own goals. So instead of making a very thick pizza with lots of calories, I'd make a thin crust pizza with lots of vegetables and some lean meats like chicken breast. And then when you actually look at the calories, you ate pizza, but it's like the same thing as if you ate a salad. Looking at the micro and macronutrients, it might even be better. It's the same idea of like McDonald's burgers not being too healthy, but homemade burgers are actually quite healthy if you know what you're putting in them. So search up lower calorie or healthier versions of the foods that you love and it will completely change the way you see dieting. Like there are cakes that you can bake that are high protein and actually make sense to eat for dieting and weight loss purposes. If you want help starting your diet, tracking calories, making meal plans, press the first link in the description. We have an amazing offer for you, and if you found anything helpful, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. And don't forget to stay savvy with your diet.